Hello, fellow creepy cheapskates and all you Pittsburgh Steeler fans and Oakland Raider fans and all you guys. Come on into the library here at Horror Hotel, where it's time for another installing enthrallment of Creepy Cheapies, where we look at and explore and examine and celebrate the art of Halloween masks and all the hard work and imagination and creativity that goes into the production of those Halloween masks every week here at Horror Hotel. Where, by the way, it's entirely too warm to be dressed like I'm dressed today. But you know, as one of my fellow big famous celebrity stars once said, some of us are willing to sacrifice comfort for style. You know who said that? Snoopy. Anyway, wait till you see today's mask. It'll scare you out of a year's death. It just happens to be, I love this thing. I don't care how many masks you have don't have any that look quite like Big Charlie! What? Now, I've seen him misadvertised as Bug Charlie. The first time I ever saw him, he was called Bug Charlie. But I think that was just a mistake on the part of the seller because he's really Big Charlie. I think somebody thought he was a bug because of those eyes. You see those eyes? And what is he? Well, people who see Big Charlie tend to either say, they say strange things. They have strange questions like, is that a dog monster? Or they say, is it a bird? That one almost makes sense. Is that a bird monster? Is it a dog? Is it a bug? Actually, it's none of those things, and it's also not a nostril monster, in case you were thinking, oh, it's Nosferatu. No. Or the prophecies of Nostradamus. No. He just has big nostrils because that's where you do your seeing when you wear this thing at the haunted corn maze or the haunted army testing ground, the haunted toxic dumping site, you know, whatever you're haunting for Halloween where you're wearing this. Big Charlie the cow monster, which is what he actually is, he's a cow monster. And you gotta admit, as monsters go, you know, there have been, oh my goodness, vampires and zombies and werewolves and mutants and aliens and all kinds of things, but cow monsters? That's a subgenre that hasn't really been milked. So, what is Big Charlie? Well, he's an anomaly. He's one of those strange, mysterious things nobody can explain, like the U.S. government. Strange and not something that people can really grasp and understand. Now, I believe his SCPID number is 4158, for those of you who are keeping track of such things. If you see Big Charlie, don't be too frightened because he's not actually evil like most monsters. He's not actually malevolent and mean and nasty and hateful. He's also not especially good. He's not especially kind and loving. He's not especially aware of much of anything. He knows what he knows, if you know what I mean. He doesn't know much. There's very little neural activity going on of any sort in Big Charlie's head. He's sort of non-committal, and you may know guys like that, but Big Charlie is one of the least intelligent of those guys, which means you could have fun if you were wearing it, playing that kind of character with it. But anyway, nobody knows what he is. I have a theory, however. I have a theory. I believe he was created in a laboratory by a mad scientist. And this one happened to be a female mad scientist who was sick and tired of the fact that all the famous mad scientists are dudes. If you think about it, they're all guys. Dr. Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Neiman, Dr. Orloff, Dr. Griffin, the Invisible Man, Dr. Phibes, Dr. Giggles, Dr. Doom. See, they're almost all male. They're all male. She wanted to make a name for herself as a female mad doctor, and who can blame her? It is fair. You know, she was just a proponent of equal frights for women. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, the experiment didn't go quite like she thought it would with regard to releasing this guy to terrorize the countryside. It didn't quite work, and to this day, nobody really remembers her name. Poor old Dr. Henrietta Veronica Gertrude Codswallop, Cod Liver Oil, Carter's Little Liver Pills, Brass Knuckle Artichoke, Waffle Iron Von Soup Ladle III. Nobody remembers her, the poor dear. but she tried. The thing that went wrong was I think she stopped off at the bar for a few drinks with some friends that night and had a little too much, one too many drinks of old frothing slosh, the stale pale ale with the foam on the bottom, and was a little tipsy. And when she was working on her cow monster, she accidentally dumped in a little bit of insect DNA and a little bit of dog genetic material as well, and it didn't turn out quite like she had hoped. So instead of an evil, terrifying monster, you get this weird monster who actually tastes pretty good as a hamburger, I'm told, although nobody wants to taste him. But apparently the beef, you can cut meat off of him and it keeps growing back. So he's kind of an endless supply. So, you know, it's some good to go with the bad, you know. As my father used to tell me, son, he would say, because he couldn't remember my name, son, in life you have to learn to take the bad with the terrible. And that's very true. And so it is with poor old Big Charlie. What would you wear with this? I'm at a loss. Words fail me as far as what I would wear with this. Straight jacket, some sort of escaped lunatic outfit. He's supposed to be a cow monster, so really he would be a naked monster body, but if you're wearing him and you're not a big cow monster shaped entity yourself, you're going to have to come up with something. So I look forward to seeing whatever strange costume ideas people might come up with out there. And you know, if I die and go to mask heaven, there'll be like boxes of unpainted castings of these things that I can just play with. Because wouldn't it be cool to paint one of these a little differently? And I mean, you could make him green and give him black eyes and he'd be like a big praying mantis monster. You could put antenna on there. You know, a big human praying mantis, a humantis. You could paint him red and make an ant monster. You could paint him black and give him red eyes or blue eyes or something and make some sort of weird insect monster. But he could definitely be an alien from another planet. But he's not. He's just Big Charlie the cow monster. And these originally sold for around 45 bucks, but I have seen them for as low as 35. What? That's right. 35 bucks. For, did I mention this is from Ghoulish Productions? The Ghoulish Productions mask of Big Charlie. Around 40 bucks, let's say. Let's average it out. Started out at 45. I've seen it as low as 35, but the Ghoulish Productions Big Charlie mask should be something that is obtainable for neighborhood of $40 to terrorize you. And, well, until next time, look out for those cow monsters. That's part of the problem, you know. Someone at the bar that night, upon hearing that Dr. Von Soupladel was going to make a cow monster, said, "Oh, that's utterly ridiculous." And it was such a stupid, obvious, dumb joke. It drove her all the way crazy. That's why she didn't do a better job with this guy.